Very good morning. It's rather chilly morning here in Nairobi, but welcome to Sporty Monday. What a weekend it was, full of drama, a good serving of heartbreak, and of course some truly memorable moments from across the sporting world. East Africa's Chan journey gave us history and heartache in equal measure, with packed fan zones in Nairobi, Homa Bay, Kisumu, and also in Mombasa, where Kenyans lived every kick, chant, and tear together. Meanwhile, Uganda's Cranes joined Kenya and Tanzania on the sidelines, or can we say they were kicked to the curbs, as defending champions Senegal flexed their muscles in Kampala. Now, the Malkia strikers were spiked by Germany in their 2025 World Championships opener, but they'll get another shot against powerhouse Poland later today. And in Europe, well, Arsenal put 5 past newly promoted Leeds. Spurs floored Pep City, and Bayern Munich went goal crazy with a 6-0 thumping or thrashing of RB Leipzig. We've got all the highlights, the big talking points, and yes, your chance to win merchandise right here on Sporty Monday. Yes, the match is still flowing here. We don't ever run dry. And I'm not alone in studio this morning, and as usual, I'm joined by an insightful panel. On my immediate right, we have Jacob Isia. Then we have Steve Shitera, and also we have Jafeth Munyendo Chutsi, our lawyer here, and of course Zita Jimoi at the touch screen. And plus, on the Quick Fast segment, we have a former Harambee Stars international, and of course an ex-Gor Mahia official as well, will be giving us insights from a fan's perspective, and of course their raw take on Chan and Stars' performance later on. So buckle up, the action starts now. Over to you, Zita, on the scoreboard. What do you have for us?
Thank you so much. Of course, a lot of action happened during the weekend. I don't want to talk about Manchester United because I was expecting them to beat Fulham, but again it happened. We drew. That is football. And again, in Kakamega, of course, we had action, the school games going on, and an overall performance. Kenya doing very well and being number one. And talk about what? Let's talk about the fan zones, the watch parties. I was going around, and a lot of people were there watching us when we were being, I don't want to say beaten, but when we were playing against Madagascar in the quarters. But again, here at the scoreboard, we will be telling you one of the outstanding players, how many goals do they have, which teams they play in African leagues, and who are the outstanding players in this tournament. Back to you, Randy.
Well, thank you very much, Zita. And of course, as she said there, we have a lot to look forward to in this show. But let's start with matters to do with Chan. And for the first time, East African countries or neighbors, that is Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania, are co-hosting a CAF tournament. And I'm saying co-hosting because the tournament is still on, despite Harambee Stars being kicked out of it, giving football fans in the region a front row seat to top-level competition. And though the hosts have since crashed out of the tourney, Chan 2024 will go down as one of the most memorable tournaments staged in Africa. Visitors enjoying the warm hospitality, with those hosted in Kenya taking time, of course, off the pitch to adventure at the iconic Nairobi National Park. Let's get more with Steve Shitera.
From the very first match,
Kenya gets their competition underway in the Total Energies African Nations Championship.
Kenya's national team, the Harambee Stars, showed the hunger to make history in the tournament.
Looking to advance their cause, looking for a goal, and they find it brilliantly and add it.
And they did.
Justin Odhiambo with the strike that sends Kenya into rapture.
In their debut appearance of Chan's 8th edition, the Stars stormed into the quarterfinals for the first time ever.
Puts it wide and Madagascar advance.
Though Kenya was eliminated by Madagascar after 4-3 loss on post-match penalties, the debutants had plenty of positives to pick as they look ahead to the 9th edition next year and to AFCON 2027, which the region will host.
Kenyan football is on the up. The talent you saw over this Chan tournament has been immense, and everybody that's been part of it should be really proud of what they achieved. And
we are grateful for our fans for supporting us from the first day until now. Hopefully, maybe inshallah, next time we'll do our best.
Out of the pitch, the tournament has presented business opportunity to traders who are making a fortune from the games, by selling merchandise, food and drinks to the thousands of fans who have been thronging Kasarani and Nyayo national stadiums to cheer their home team Harambee Stars and other Group A teams.
We are doing a lot of sales here at the Kasarani Stadium, and courtesy of Chan, we are having a lot of sales. Very good impact.
Pia biashara yangu naona sitaenda nyumbani bila kitu juu nimeacha watoto.
Kenya's tourism industry is also reaping big, hosting international guests for a month in Nairobi. The Angolan national team Palancas Negras, despite being knocked out in the group stages, found joy in a rare experience, a tour of the world's only national park inside a city, the Nairobi National Park.
In the world, it's difficult to see this place like this. The park and the city around the park is very, very nice.
I need to be honest, it was an amazing experience. I'm really, really happy to be here. The hospitality, the facilities, the way people treat us.
Remember, 10% of tourists globally are actually sports tourists, and 30% of the 10 are football, or you call them soccer tourists, each spending an average of $1,500. So this is the time for Africa. It's an opportunity as Kenya. It's an opportunity for us as East Africa to come together and showcase the magic that we have in this part of the globe.
First time I know mean Hakuna Matata, it's Swahili language. When I was young, I watched in Space Tune, Hakuna Matata, Timono Bomba. Now I know what you mean Hakuna Matata when I came to Kenya.
A good experience for me. I visited a lot of places like the Giraffe Center, Masai Market, National Park, the Kenya. Our facilities of Kenya is very, very, very good. I'm not talking about that. So the people of Kenyan people is very, very friendly.
Beyond Kenya, the other East African co-hosts also left their mark. Uganda's Cranes and Tanzania's Taifa Stars gave their fans moments to celebrate while proudly flying the region's flag on home soil. The tournament is racing to its climax with the final match set for August 30th at the iconic Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani. With this historic co-hosting, East Africa has risen, joining the ranks of nations that have successfully staged CHAN since its inception in 2009 in Ivory Coast. Steve Shitera for SportyMonday, Nairobi.
Well, thank you very much, Shitera, for giving us the positive side of that CHAN, despite the heartbreak of Kenya being eliminated in the quarters. So we don't want to dwell much on the performance per se. It was on Friday and today is Monday, but we'll have a lot more of that in the quickfire section. But just one round of some insights from that particular match. We start with you, Isi. I mean, Kenya beat Morocco, beat Zambia, beat DRC, and can you say, of course, there was a little setback when they drew with Angola. So can you say that, what can you tell me about the inconsistency, especially? Was it down to maybe tactics? Was it meant to happen? Was it about their mentality from the first game to the last one? How can you term that inconsistency?
First of all, let me start by congratulating the team, Harambee Stars, and the coach, and the government and the fans for the job well done so far. By saying that, I mean any other comment does not negate my, pride for the team as far as the tournament is concerned. Secondly, let me say that you have asked me actually a tactical question, and our captain forever, Harambee Stars, being here, I don't want to dwell much on that because it's going to really break it down for us. But I attended all Harambee Stars matches. I watched them. I also attended every press conference by Benny McCarthy. I am told our viewers that I'm going to study his idiosyncratic variables. So I understand how he reasons about football. And there's something that I can say about this game. What happened is that the very strength that Benny used to beat other teams is actually what brought us down in that match. because there were two defining moments for me in that match. One defining moment was when Kenya scored that goal and it was denied. That time we were going 2 up. It meant that the coach would have had very good time of match management, and we had seen the strength of the team from the word go was defense. So had we gone 2 up by that time, then it would have meant that he would have had very comfortable time of rearranging his team, defending all the way. So when that goal was denied, I still need a person to explain to me why it was denied, the goal by Ogam. Then that was a defining moment. Moment number 2, and this is where I say his major strength so far was tested and it failed. It failed that day. Was his surprises when it comes to rotating team and substitutions.
He didn't have a fixed starting 11.
Because for me, when Ryan Ogam was substituted, the match tempo, especially on our attack, we started falling short. And you see, I'm a big fan of the young boy, Austin Odongo. But that day, if you ask me, after his introduction, maybe I can be proved wrong by other people, we almost appeared to be playing like 10 men. And I could see the body language of the coach after like 20 minutes later, because you see, the idea would have been we kill the game within 90 minutes. But when we added more 30, it means that the plan has changed altogether. And the substitutions you have done already, there are things you won't alter again. So we were surprised, and that gave the comfort of the defenders, by Malagasy defenders to move with freedom. And we found ourselves actually trying to survive in the game. I pitied Alpha Onyango, for example, from 70th minute onwards. They had to do a lot of work, the midfielders, to try to contain the game. So basically, those were two defining moments. And when it came to the penalties, of course, you know, anybody takes it. But I would say that kudos to Benny, because this could be a discussion for another day. But the kind of competition he has brought into the team, knowing that we are not resting, we are playing Gambia on September 5. The players based abroad and the local ones, then we are going to see a lot of competition, which is very healthy for the team. But as far as that game is concerned, I would say that those 2 moments really made all the difference.
To Shitera, maybe Madagascar were considered as underdogs. Do you think we bottled it up when we went to the penalties, or was it just, were we very predictable? We're going into that particular match, maybe after that draw going forward. Was it that they've already learnt our game throughout all the group stages? Were we very predictable for them to take advantage? And of course, their sharp counters as well is something to note.
I really doubt if they really mastered our game. But again, remember, Madagascar reached the semi-finals of the previous edition. So Kenya all through has been the underdogs of this tournament from the group stages. Even going into that match, Kenya was still the underdogs because it is our very, very first time to play at Chan. I think Coach Benny, even after listening to his post-match interviews, he was not prepared for the penalties. Even when he was doing his subs, he was not prepared for the penalties because, in my view, he will have brought in Austin Odhiambo, who took that penalty against Angola very well. So he said the penalties is something that I would not want to see anytime soon. So in his preparation for the boys, I think he was going for the game in 90 minutes. And you could see how disappointed he was when those numerous chances were lost. I think we had almost 7 on target, but we could only convert that one by Omija. So that clearly tells you that our attack really needs sharpening. I remember we have only scored a goal each in every match. So we really need to improve on our attack. Ogam is coming out very well. He's a serious striker at Tusker. He scored, I think, 15 goals. So at Harambee Stars, he really need to be sharpened by Coach Benny to be our key man up front. You can clearly see how he weaves through the defense and converts the goals. So I will not want to bring the disappointments here. We've really done the best thing we could have done. Reaching the quarterfinals, we have never reached at such a stage in any competition. You can ask Captain Musa Otieno is here, an all-time player in the Harambee Stars.
It's a CAF we've gone behind.
In CAF competitions. This is a CAF platform.
CAF is recognized by CAF.
I'm saying I do not want to bring disappointments, Munyendo. This is a CAF competition. It's not a CECAFA competition.
Yeah. So over to you, Munyendo. Just quickly, we finish up with this topic about analyzing these match. The early exit of Harambee Stars. Do you think it was really a good thing for Kenyans, considering the buzz that was around this co-hosting of the tournament? Where does it leave now the pride of the country?
Definitely, it will leave a bad taste in the mouths of Kenyans who are desirous of causing attendance to the last match. And the results are kind of discouraging. But again, we are mature to the extent that we appreciate the results in football could go anyway, particularly when it comes to the knockout stage. So it didn't go to our favor, and it means Kenyans who even braved some of the ticket acquisition challenges may not now really be keen, may not really be aggressive to watch. I really hoped perhaps maybe if Tanzania had qualified to the next competitive stages, perhaps we would attend maybe just to jeer out of fun to satisfy our ego, but again just to watch football. But allow me also to just make 2 or 3 points on the tactical changes that the coach made. Firstly, congratulations to the boys. They've surprised everyone. We were in a group of death. We cheated death. Unfortunately, you cannot cheat death twice. When we met Madagascar, we, from a fun perspective, we behaved as if we were the big boys because we had the home advantage. But from a tactical point, Madagascar neutralized all our plans. You realize in the first half, they were not keen to pass the ball to the third quarter. They were enjoying back to play and hold us back to diffuse all our attacks. And Madagascar, the coach has been together with the team for more than 3 years. Benny has just been around for 6 or 8 months, and he has really tried to work, given different challenges. You know, in Africa what happens, the challenges that some of these tacticians, foreign tacticians face. So he was facing a side that has been together. These were semi-finalists. They finished number 3 in the last CHAN edition. So cobbling up a score to try and dilute their efforts may not have been so much productive. So on that reason, we give him kudos. I also noticed that of the substitutes, the 3 who scored, who banged in our penalties were the 3 substitutes, and they were the defenders. That is Siraj, he came in as a substitute, Sakari came in as a substitute, and was it Owino? Yeah, so we may not have been prepared for the penalties, but that is again another lesson. Perhaps when we are going to face Gambia, we may earn a penalty within the 90 minutes, so our players should be ready. I'm sure Ben is going to have a selection headache because now the inclusion of the foreign-based players and the locals who have performed beyond their expectations is also going to be something which is going to scratch his head over. My suggestion would be, I think he should give prominence to the bulk of these boys who have been in this squad. I'm not saying that I'm not trying to encourage him to discriminate the foreign-based players, but we've already seen something. And if we can build on consistency, then let's try out, perhaps if not with the game against Gambia, but with Seychelles.
He has already said that in the press conference, he said that 3 quarters are going to be there.
Yes, and to use Zita, let's look at the three nations that co-hosted these or are co-hosting this tournament. It's the first time in CAF history that three neighbors are co-hosting this tournament, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania in this case. Now, do you think these worked well for us as neighbors or as East Africa, or did it really expose some of our weaknesses? When you saw when it came to the inspection, the first inspections, the tournament had to be postponed because, of course, we were not ready. Did it expose our weaknesses, or did it really work well to promote the sport?
I just want to comment a little bit about Harambee Stars, and then before I answer your question, because the last time we met Madagascar was in, I think, in 2019, and the only goal that was scored against us in June, actually, 2019, the only goal was scored, and it's a friendly match, the only scored goal that was scored by Victor Wanyama, but it was a penalty. So just to talk about these, just to say something about Harambee Stars, we have already finished the era of where we were going to Asia playing all these friendly matches. Now we need to start even the local best player, every international player. We have to have friendly matches playing with the local teams, the local African teams more, so that we can be more exposed and get more experience on how they're playing the game. Talk about the East African hosting, the CHAN being our first time hosting a big event, being our first time, as it's a prior AFCON 2027. So we have done well. On my side, we have really done well. Of course, errors are there, but again, in these errors, we learn through them, and tunarekebisha. Let's talk about the fans wanting to come, all of them, to Kasarani. By that time, after being sanctioned and given the fine, we had a solution for that, for the watch parties where people will go and watch the fans. Talk about the security. After that, we had a solution. So it is just, as much as we are having all these loopholes, but at the end of it, we have solutions that is preparing for us as we go to 2027, preparing for CHAN. And then something else that I really wanted to, I wish CAF wangeacha timu moja East Africa iende ndio banta ikwe tamu, unajua. So
much manipulation. That's what she's attributing. There's something
that if you see, Uganda played really well, by the way. Among the three,
Kenya had the best chance, but Coach Benny said that indeed we are crying, but you had your opportunities, you had your chances. It should have killed the game.
It's 90 minutes, all the games, but again, we did very well, meaning that we are preparing now, as the coach said, we are preparing now for the AFCON coming 2027. Amesema hizi zingine tu ni, of course, players will play, but again, we are preparing now for CHAN AFCON 2027. That is his focus. So I know we are going.
Local boys still have an opportunity for CHAN 2026. Yes. That is what people are forgetting.
As you talk about the local boys, I hope most of them, they're going maybe outside, opportunities going outside, because part of it.
If they leave, we have an opportunity to bring
expose our players, that is East African players, to get opportunities to go and play in best leagues.
Randy, there's something maybe which in 30 seconds. You know, this was a pamoja bid, so we've hosted it pamoja, and now something symbolic comes out of it. We've also been kicked out pamoja.
Waswahili wanasema ni ndugu atoka nitoke.
But in AFCON it will be different. In AFCON it depends on how you're going to prepare your team. It's going to be very different.
And I'm happy I had FKF president give us some hope that there'll be consistency, that when McCarthy was signing the contract, he was signing it with a vision for 2027.
Yes.
And I'm hoping and praying that he will stay, so that we can also enjoy what he's saying, that Madagascar has had the privilege of staying with their coach for more than 3 years. So I'm hoping with the flair of football that McCarthy has brought to Kenya, he stays past 2027. In fact, we can qualify for our first ever World Cup.
I was at the unveiling of the coach in Serena
just 10 seconds,
but again, what we were told, the contract ends when the AFCON ends.
He has an opportunity to renew.
So he has an opportunity to renew.
The president talked last night. He's like, I don't think he's going in any time soon.
If he's doing a good job, why does?
And even how the president Ruto